I like learning from others. I have gotten to add a couple really cool things into my daily life simply because I was curious and asked others how they do their everyday activities. What do you mean, Jamie Lee? Let me tell you. Okay, so a couple years ago, I was visiting a friend of a friend at home. We just decided to hang out, to talk, to chill. And I asked her, okay, so what are your house rules? What do you prefer? How can I act in a way that makes you feel comfortable having me in your space? Like, what is important to you? And she's like, oh, well, important to me is, she told me a few things. And what stood out to me was that she likes taking a washcloth and keeping her counters clean. I hadn't heard of it until then. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty neat idea. Okay. And then with that new idea, I started implementing it into my everyday. I now also keep my counters clean. I have one of these. These get stiff as a board when they're dry, and then they get nice and loose when they're wet. And it's just as simple as going over the counters, nice, quick, and boom, there are no longer any puddles or coffee grounds or stains or whatever else. And it is simple, it's quick, it's easy, and it's a fabulous way of keeping my space clean. And I found out about it because I asked someone else, how do you do it at home? What do you like to have or do? And I like that I can just ask people, because you know, we are used to our own way of living, either how we were taught by our families, or things that we picked up on our own while living on our own, like tips and tricks, and then hearing what other people do and consider normal, and then being able to add that to my routine, my skill set. It's just such a gift. And all it took was like, hey, okay, so what do you do to feel comfortable, and how do you like to live? Maybe not exactly that wording, just the thought is move with curiosity and see what you can learn. I believe we can learn pretty much, well, we have infinite learning available to us, and everyone is a teacher. I can learn from anyone. Literally, the chances are that a person, a stranger, whether you know them or not, has some piece of information that you don't, that you could benefit from. And all you got to do is just like, hey, get into conversation. And you don't necessarily need to hunt for the thing, what do you know that I don't? Just get to know people. And then, yeah, dude, just get to know people. And ask questions. And when your mind says, what about that? Ask it. Literally, I think one of the best things you can do is just, when your mind gives you a little pointer of curiosity, or a pointer in general, follow up on it.